Okay, call the meeting to order. Stand for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody got this leaseholder?
start out the meeting tonight with the board voting on the proposed wind law number 2 of 2018. I'll ask for a nomination.
I make a motion.
One motion.
Make a motion.
I make a motion. Second. I'll make a second. Okay, let's open it for discussion. So we've been but we've been discussing this now for almost 2 years. And we've heard from a lot of people on their feelings. Some for, some against. We've had some emotional meetings. I think it's time that we move forward on this. We've had plenty of time to get our questions answered. So, any discussion?
I would like to say no on it because I think that we need to give Hopkinton a chance to sit down with the Hopkinton Town Board, do some discussion, the Wind Advisory Board, and the lawyers. And make a decision, a discussion as to nothing with money, just discuss different things that we have still questions about.
Such as, we've had 2 years.
I know a lot of stuff is still coming up.
Well,
We have 220 that have said, keep this talk going, so that's where I go.
but nobody is saying to stop the talk. This is strictly a vote
I
on
know,
the
but
wind law.
The Auburn Grid has said that if it goes south, if it does not go south of 72, they will walk out of here. That's not enough towers to partake in what they want the job to do and the energy to make that power to make the correct wattage.
So you sat the other night and saw the petitions from south of 72.
I did. But I've also seen 220 cards.
It says keep the discussion open.
Keep it open. So that's where I go.
Can we have a little bit more on that? Exactly what you're looking to answer? What questions are you looking for?
I would just like to give Auburn Grid a chance to sit down with the board here and discuss different things on what their ideas are. If it doesn't become a wind project, is there any other options for money for our town, in our community? What is more revenue? Obviously, we need to find revenue to come into this town. We need highway stuff. We're going to be to a problem where we need to buy sand. We need to buy different things for the highway department. We need a salt shed that was proposed 5 years ago that we have no money for. If that doesn't happen, we're looking at probably some lawsuits with people getting salt in their drinking waters, a sand shed. I mean, we all got a letter from Steve stating that he needed to buy the sand, he had overtime, he has parts costs that are all money that we need to look at. Probably $3,600 worth for the cost of sand. This is all something that's involved in the town.
But Sue, you said in the beginning that this wasn't about money, that you didn't want to sit down and discuss money with them. But this wind law has nothing to do with money. It has only to do with protecting these people in this room that we were elected to protect.
Right.
We were
And
elected
I'm
to
saying
protect
the other
them.
220 that I hear
Want to
from,
keep the discussion open.
they want to keep it open, and I'm saying to you, if we pass this law as it is tonight, with nothing south of 72. It's not going to happen. There is not enough towers in Hopkinton to do that.
But that's not our responsibility. That is Avangard's responsibility, to make it work if they want it to work. So how many do we have total that you've got? I mean, we've gotten bombarded with emails and
So
letters.
You have bombarded with emails,
From people
letters
who
from
want the
both
project?
sides of it.
I'd really like to see the
Both
ones
sides.
from the other side, because I haven't received maybe but one.
Well, the postcards are all in Sue's office.
Well, the postcards, I've seen those, but those are strictly to keep
Okay,
the conversation open.
I have a letter that was brought from a 72-year-old man from in Hopkinton. Give me a minute. Where he lived near one for a period of time. That was in the North Country Now. Tom Ribbit, where he says that he's gone through wind power, he's lived with it. That was one. There's another one that was North Country about writing a letter, screaming about all about money, astrobusiness. I have that here. It's in the North Country.
But the ones in the North Country, I've seen those, but I'm asking you, do you not see that there's far more who are in favor of the wind law as written by the Wind Advisory Board? I mean, there's a much greater number of people who are asking us, the board, to vote this wind law in, compared to the leaseholders who don't want the wind law voted in.
That's fine, but I still think that we need to give the community want, 220 want a discussion.
Can I ask what changed your mind from our work session where you said you were?
Yeah,
You were-
I've been thinking about the people of 220. I've been thinking about driving around the town and seeing the properties that are down, what this could do for our town, what kind of revenue it could bring into the town. We now have a Dollar General store. That brings some in, New Med as well, but we still need more to run this town. You know, we can't even, at budget time, we sat down, we couldn't even buy a lawnmower for the poor town.
You didn't want to buy a lawnmower.
We did, we met the budget.
We met the budget, but we
Yes.
had to cut the lawnmower out
This is not about money.
and different things.
It cannot be about money, it cannot be
That's where I
about revenue.
stand tonight.
Violating our rights.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's-
And by violating our rights by
Okay,
law,
okay.
you can be sued.
This is no, this is a privilege of the floor, this is not. Okay, I'm gonna call for a vote. Abstain? Aye? I'm in favor of the wind law.
I am in favor of the wind law as written by the Wind Advisory Board.
Nays?
That's just great. You guys really covered us. Thank you. Lawsuits and other.
Motion is dead.
Thanks for not protecting us.
Thanks a lot.
That's a joke. You two should be ashamed of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your term.
Rather ask them what you move, that's great stuff.
Privilege of the floor. Gordon. You know what?
Oh, okay. I just want to say that this is absolutely appalling, that some of you are putting money before people. Money before people. This isn't Syria. We don't gas people. We don't put people in this position. People's health, safety, and well-being should matter more than anything else. I cannot believe the corruption on this board. Thank you.
want to thank Sue Lonnie for standing up.
You said 8 people there?
As far as the corruption on the board,
8 people.
that's for another meeting. It's about money.
Sure is.
It's always
He said he would walk out if we
dance around, you play around, you don't think it's about money. Take a
It's
good
money.
picture. It is about the money. This town runs
In
money.
your pocket.
Speak to me.
Yeah, you got.
We are.
Money.
Yeah.
The town is just like any other business.
No,
No, it's not.
no, it's not.
It's where people live.
It's running out of revenue. You talk about Lord Willoughby, talk about Satan health. 195 turbines down in Lowville.
People hate.
According to you, the hospital should be flooded.
Supposed to be talking to the
It is.
board, Frank,
I'm
not
talking
me.
to the board. You're in the way.
She's not the way.
Okay.
Thank you, Steve. I don't want to. Thank you, Jody.
According to what's been presented here, for safety, health, the people around this country that have 52,000 turbines should be constantly sick.
They are.
They are.
They are.
Bills should cry, nothing is actually happening. You're trying to hear this, or I'm trying to say it. What is going on here, those that want
Steve's
to
gonna get money for the fire
came
department.
in with economic
Money.
had 2 months prior to election, 4 months now. What have you planned to replace any of this?
He would get money for the fire department.
There isn't any income. There isn't
Where they
any.
don't have wind turbines.
Or loud.
Yeah, let's go to Clifton Park.
Billy Bonkers.
Okay.
Contractor pretends to be a farmer.
But he's fighting the solar project in the loan,
Is that
figure
what
that.
you want to get $40,000 a year for doing nothing?
Okay,
And then
look.
brag about it?
Look,
Sorry.
You don't know what you're talking about.
But he doesn't want the solar project in the loan, does he? Because that's his leased land.
Absolutely. Why?
I just feel bad. I've been in this politics crap for 25 years of my life. And I feel bad that this board has not listened to the people that represent them. I really feel bad about that. You can come up with all kinds of ideas, but populate that the town has asked you and told you without any drawbacks what they want. You're sitting there and you're saying, oh yeah, go to that type of town. And you are elected to serve the people. You know, when you're in the service, you're there to serve the people. Which I did in Vietnam. You always listen. You listen to what the people want. And I feel bad that some of you guys aren't listening. You're coming up with your little scenarios, and I feel bad for Hopkinton. Thank you.
Janice?
I came prepared. I knew how you were going to vote. I knew how you were going to vote, because even though we've been talking for 2 years, some for longer, I knew how you were going to vote. You didn't read the papers we provided. You didn't read the papers we provided.
No.
Did you? You read all thousands of pages, every
On
single
both
page.
sides, yes.
Excellent.
Plus many more.
Well, then there's something else wrong. And I don't know what that is, and I'm not going to guess tonight. So let it be known on this day, you voted against the 2018 wind law, and I'm guessing for the expansion. Is that in there or no?
Yes.
So, and for the expansion of the overlay zone, you did so without the support or approval of the taxpayers or residents. There were not more. for it. There weren't. Those were postcards that said nothing.
And you admitted they said nothing.
And you admitted they said nothing. So you basically made it so my family and I are deciding we'll probably have to move. And with everything we have, so people that already have enough, some of them, can have more. And maybe for a lawn mower or a salt building, that's more important than my health and my children's health.
But I don't believe it's a health issue.
You don't have to believe it. We voted for you to do what we say. Unfortunately, for you to give us a voice. You are our voice. You are not your own.
That's right.
We do not consent to 500-foot turbines around us. None of us that have voted against it consent to that. What you're doing on your own. Thank you for Sue Woods. Thank you for Kelly. I mean, you listened. You came from a difficult position where you were for the project. You knew a lot of people that supported it. You had people telling you all the time, people that come to your office all the time, how good it was going to be. But then you listened. You researched and you listened. And that's how you inform yourself to make an educated decision. And she did that. I hope you're proud. I would be. It's harder to be you than it is to be a lot of different people. You had all the responsibility on your shoulders. And thank you, Kelly.
Great to have a talk with Avangrid or whatever, but there are other entities involved. You need to get, when you sit down at that round table, you need to have the advocate for Fort Drum. Fort Drum is going to impact Hopkinton and Parrishville. You need to have a representative from the town, from the town of Parrishville. You need to have a representative from the school board. This isn't just about Hopkinton anymore. You need to have a full round table. Not just Avangrid. I don't care what Avangrid says, because I've read the propaganda that they've thrown out. They've changed their names 3 times. Why? Because there's pending lawsuits against each and every one of those entities.
Yep.
So, at that point, you need to sit down, not with just a little group. You need to get a big group, because you're going to impact St. Lawrence County as well as the state of New York, as well as this nation. This nation relies on Fort Drum for defense. You look at their fly zone, and Frank Hopkinton can say all he wants, but there's one sitting there, and it includes Hopkinton and Parrishville over that fly zone. So we're going to, as Hopkinton, you as Hopkinton, are going to turn around and you're going to say, oh well, Fort Drum, you don't matter. Well, $1.6 billion going into the economy makes a big difference in the state of New York. You, each one of you, are impacting the state. You are impacting the federal government. So you better start thinking about who you are impacting. Not just your salt shed or your sand or whatever in Hopkins. You're impacting the state and the nation.